Greetings, grasshoppers. This movie is going to be about how to use Dropbox.com and how we're going to set this up. Now, this is my email for my Bart Simpson dummy account, so I can demonstrate to you how this works. And right here is the link there. Scott Boyer wants to share the the Simpson, Bart folder. So I'll click on this mail first of all. And it isn't really obvious where you should click here in the body of the email, but there's a thing that says view the Bart Simpson folder here. So click on that link right there, and that will take you to, oh, it wants me to sign in with Dropbox. So I'll put in Bart Simpson, and then oh, I need a password here. Okay, so I'll put in a password here. There we go. And of course, no one reads these Dropbox terms, but essentially they just want you to, not mess around here and put up copyrighted material. But so here's the account. I'll click here. Welcome to Dropbox. Okay, so now here's the thing where everybody gets confused. Okay, now well, let me just put it to you this way. You do not need to download Dropbox at all. The only time you need to download Dropbox is if you plan to do something like I'm doing, which is sharing your server and your server space, because that's what I'm doing on here. I'm actually using another account on my computer to store all of your stuff. So this is my private area. So quite frankly, you don't need this. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see, it wants to go to the Dropbox website, which is right here, access the folder. Now, what's happening is when you are signing up and you come into my folder, these are the three folders. You see this up here? This is the folder that was being shared, okay? Simpson, Bart, and then the Dojo FS122. Dojo FS122 is my just fun way of saying this is the place where we study Photoshop and image manipulation. And then when you graduate, you will be a pixel ninja, because right now you are a pixel grasshopper. Anyway, let's go out. Let's go up one level. Okay, that's clicking on Dropbox. And let me explain what's happening here. Okay, now that you've signed up, you get a chunk of space. I think it's 250 megabytes or something like that. I'm sorry, it's 2 gigabytes. You get 2 gigabytes of space. Okay, now what this means is that you have a folder that you and I share, which is this guy right here. Of course, it's going to say your name on there, right? Okay, then you've got a couple of folders, and that's all they are right now. They're just empty folders. If we click on this one here that says Photos, there's nothing there. There's a little thing there that says how to use photos, but it's essentially nothing. There's a little sample album of a couple of JPEGs, but it's no big deal. You can dump those if you want. Let's go back up here. Back to Photos, and then back up to Dropbox. Okay, there's a public folder now, and that's how to use that. But essentially, this whole field here is your storage. Now let's not get confused. That is your storage. This area here, which is a connection to my storage, these are the things you and I share. Okay, so when you want to upload your homework, you're going to do it like this. Okay, you're going to go into the named folder, which would have your name on it. Click right there, and then it's a matter of choosing which folder is necessary. Excuse me. And that is the of course, if you're late, you use the get out of jail free, which was outlined in the syllabus. The graded work folder is when I've gone through the homework and graded it. I can put it in this folder, and then you can erase it or take it or what have you. Okay, this is the folder you want to play with here. This is the submit homework here. So we'll go in there. Of course, it's empty right now. So what we're going to do is upload. There's a button right there. Look at that, upload. Okay, now right now I'm doing this movie right after I assigned your first project, which was the map Photoshop project. So we'll just kind of take that as the basis for what our homework is going to be. So if you look out on my desktop, I've got a couple of different folders, or I'm sorry, different files here, because I said you could approach the mapping of Photoshop two different ways. I said that you could outline it using a, like a Word document in outline format, or I said that you could make a map out of it, like a diagram, and basically do a snapshot of your screen, then write on the document that way, except for the menus, of course. So let's just play with both of these for a moment. Let's talk about how to label these guys. Now on the Mac, we just have to relabel this. Now it's a TIFF file. This was scanned, right? So I will click on the file, and it's waiting for me to do something. I'm going to hit the return key. Okay, and so it highlights the name of the document. So I will type in the following. Okay, the number 1, which means that this was assigned week 1. Then I'm going to do an underscore, and I'm going to put last name, Simpson, first initial, then an underline, and then PS for Photoshop map. And then I'll hit return again. So returning is the key to doing this. So hopefully you can see that clearly now. Okay. Similarly, gotta sneeze. Sorry. Whoo! Sorry about that. I need to relabel this guy. So again, I will click on this document. I will hit return, and I'll give it the same name. It was assigned week 1, underscore, last name, first initial, underscore, and then the name of the project, which was PS map. And I'll return. So if you're putting in 2 documents, you can name them, or if you're putting in several documents, you can name them sequentially, Photoshop map 1, 2, whatever it needs to be done. But essentially what I'm looking for is that you give me the week it was assigned, your last name, and then a basic description of the project, which in this case is Photoshop mapping. Okay, so now let's put these up and upload these in a Dropbox. So here we go. I'll click on the upload button, and then it gives me this dialog window. Let's explain the dialog window here. So it wants me to choose the files, so I will go out and choose the files. Now this is obviously on my desktop over here. Excuse me. So I'll click on desktop here, and then go find these 2 documents. So I'll click on one, and I will shift click to get the other document, just like that. Shift clicking adds to your selections, just like it does in Photoshop. Okay, and we'll click open. And then it basically puts these guys in a list saying, are you sure you want to upload this stuff? Yes, I am sure. Let's start the upload. Now, it doesn't look like anything's happening. Now there's something happening. Did you see this green line? It was blue just a second ago. Because what happens is that's your progress bar. So if you've got a rather large file, that's going to take a while. But this took all of 4 seconds, so no big deal. And now you can see that in my outgoing folder here, which is meaning it's sending it out to me, I can look in your folder, and no one else can look in your folder and see that your documents are here. And that's all there is to uploading. Okay, the cool thing about Dropbox.com, of course, is that you can access it any place. As long as you know how to get to Dropbox.com and you can plug in your email and your password, everything is cool. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and I think this does the job. Talk to you soon.